We are the Girls Who Gab.
You know what?
So weird. We're the Girls Who Gab.
We're the Girls Who Gab, and we're Zooming it because social distancing sucks, and we don't know how to podcast
I feel like there's a slight echo, like not bad, but when we say it, it's just not.
Oh, it's just not at the same time.
I don't know. That was funny though. That's
well,
pretty great.
That'll be the beginning of this podcast.
Yes.
What are you drinking today?
Oh, I'm drinking hot coffee because it's 7 a.m.
Yeah.
And I usually get up at 7 a.m. and then I get my butt in gear, and I was up at 5:30. So it feels very nice.
I'm drinking 2 teas put together. I'm drinking like a positive energy tangerine tea, and then I'm drinking a detox tea. And they're good together. And then I have a little bit of Splenda in it. And
I like that.
My cup says,
huge mug.
Yeah. And it says, I really need a day between Saturday and Sunday.
Ain't that the truth?
Yes.
Well,
need it.
For you.
For you. For me.
For you, not for me.
For you, it doesn't matter as much.
Like at all.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Okay, well, I'm Kassie.
I'm Bayley.
And today we're going to be talking about our experience in this whole stay-at-home COVID-19 situation.
Yeah.
Just like being at home, like what has changed, like how we've been, like self-care, mental health, all of it, all together.
Things.
Do we have a pour one out and a cheers to that though before we get into it?
Okay, I'm gonna start with a pour one out because sad first and happy in the end. So my pour one out is that the day that it actually hit me actually it was last Friday when I Zoomed when we did our little movie date with Sierra. And like for those of you who don't know, like I'm super positive, just my outlook on everything is everything's gonna be okay. And I try to like build people up as much as I can. And that definitely hit me last week to where like I was in, like, there was just like a realization that like, okay, everything that's been going on had like finally hit me, I guess you could say. And so I completely broke down, and that is my pour one out because I took it really, really hard. Like it was a whole day emotional event. And I'm so sorry to my husband, my poor husband. It was a day.
I definitely also had one of those, but a little bit earlier than you.
Yeah. So, I mean, I lasted, let's see, that was day 28 for me because it's day 33 now.
That's insane that you're even counting it. I don't even want to know.
Yep.
Yeah. I think my pour one out for this specific week is my like negative I don't know, I've been really negative about my body, just like feeling like I'm not working out to the extent that I usually do because I'm home, and like I've been eating like shit, which like it's so weird because I have like a good enough mindset to know that like, hello, the whole world's falling apart, like I can do what I want, and it's okay to like not be on my normal routine because of everything going on. But then at the same time, it's like, I don't know, I've been really, really negative about it, and I'm trying really hard to like get out of that, but it's been really hard this particular week.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I think one of the reasons too is that you didn't go to just like, you don't just have one thing that you work out. Not one thing, I guess, but like you don't just go to the gym and that's it. You do yoga, you go to the gym. Sometimes you used to do like this like kickboxing thing or whatever.
Kickboxing class.
So you just like, you have so many activities that build like have the same like, end game, and so now you can't really do any of it, so that's really hard.
Yeah, and then like also this at the very beginning of this week, like maybe at the end of last week, was also when I was doing the Couch to 5K challenge to try to like just have like some sort of cardio and like something to get me outside also. Right. So it's running, And I've known I've had bad joints, bad knees specifically for a really long time, but I just like didn't even consider that would be a problem. And I was just like, whatever, I'm going to do it. Like, it's probably just because I'm out of shape or whatever for running that's why I'm not a good runner. So this is going to like build up my endurance and then I'll be able to do it. And like, I did 1 week and then I tried to do day 1 of week 2 and I couldn't run more than like 10 seconds at a time because my knees hurt so bad. So I had to stop because I was worried that I would injure myself and then not be able to do any of my like working out stuff, which is like such a big form of self-care for me. And yeah, it just like, it sucked to have to quit. Like, it's not like I wanted to. It's just that I was worried that I was going to hurt myself. And so that like also I think kind of started the like downturn of what I'm feeling regarding my like, it's not specifically my weight, but it is my weight. Like, it's all related to body image and stuff. And like, I mean, we could have a whole episode on body image and bullshit about
for sure
that, but
body,
yeah, we can I can digress. Do you have a cheers to that?
I do have a cheers to that. My daughter turned 3 and that's crazy to me. And that's it. There's no like explanation. That's just she's 3 and that's exciting.
That's why you have the pink little strands on the top of your sleeve.
Oh yeah, I didn't even. Yep.
Yeah, cute.
It was a little bit more than that, but we took them down. I did a bunch of crisscrossy things, but yeah, we like decorated and it was really cute and like we made it really special. It was also on Easter Day, so there was a lot in that day. So it's nice. It was really good.
So cute. So many FaceTime dates for her.
I know, or just like people that dropped stuff off for her, whether it be like Easter baskets or birthday presents. It was just, we had a lot of help like with making it special. So it was really good.
I love that. I think my cheers to that for this week is, okay, so there's like a lot of stuff going on at my work, and basically I've been changed for part-time, like I'm still working full-time, but I'm not working my normal job full-time. I'm working as my old job part of the time, and so like that, the whole part of it is like, ugh, it sucks, but I get to work with my old coworkers, or some of them again. And I just have been really enjoying working in tandem with these people that I really like. And it's just like, it definitely has brought some like light to just everything that we're gonna get into today. But I'm really enjoying that I get to spend time with them.
And you get to do a little bit more like, actually like a lot of bit more activities. Like you went on a hike the other day and you used to love that part of that position. But now that you're the other position, you don't do that. You just go to the houses and that's that. So.
Yeah, like I do get to go on adventure therapy in my normal position. Actually, that hike was for like what I normally do. So I get to go to the one activity, but I've also been able to like do a lot of crafts at work. Like we sat and painted for an hour the other day. It's like there's other parts of having to go back into this old role that's like not my favorite thing. Like I'm much more involved in my old position that I'm doing right now in like telling the kids that they can't do something, or to like change what they're doing right now. Like if they're talking about something inappropriate, to change the subject. And I don't love having to do that again. I'm good at it. Like I think it's called redirecting. I think I redirect pretty well, but it's like it's a whole new experience because these kids, I'm new to this position for these kids. So they're testing my limits. They're testing what I care about. They're talking back and like questioning my,
kind of like when a substitute teacher comes in.
Exactly. So they'll get used to it and it'll be fine. And every house is like, has their own kind of nuances and own little rules. So I've also had to, because I'm not at my same house that I used to be at.
Right.
So I have to also like check in with my staff that have been working there longer than me and be like, well, what do you guys do for this? Even though I have been doing this job for over a year. I don't know. It's like a mix of things, but yeah, I really like having those coworkers all the time. I'm really enjoying that.
Yeah. Well, that's a good gist to that. That's
Mm-hmm.
good. At least you're making the most of it,
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
good. All right. Well, let's just like get into this, I guess.
Yeah. Let's do
So
it.
I'll let you go. So I really like that we're doing this because we're both living like the polar opposite experience of this whole situation. And I
Mm-hmm.
absolutely love that we get to talk about that and we're sharing that experience like with each other.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I agree.
yeah.
Okay, some of the like topics I guess that I really hope that we'll get to is like obviously like work is a big one. My work and your lack of work.
Mm-hmm.
Like and what that has been like for your family too. And then also I wanted to talk about like my household.
Yes.
And then I want to talk about relationships in quarantine a little bit, including like
Me
you
too.
can talk about Amelia as well, but I mean our husbands. So yeah, relationships, and then and then those were really the two big ones. I guess like like self-care like is a big one that I also want to talk about. Is there anything in particular that you had in mind?
So I really want to talk about habits that we've like, gained through
Yeah,
this
or
or habits
adapted.
that we've lost through
Mm-hmm.
this. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, whether it be
Okay,
good or bad, that's something that I want to talk about. Did you
cool.
say workouts?
I didn't, but I was putting that in the self-care part.
Okay, so it's
Mm-hmm.
self-care. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. No, that's everything. That
Cool.
pretty much covers it.
Which one do you want to start with?
Okay, let's start with the spouses, the husbands,
Okay,
being
good
with the
plan.
significant others.
Okay. Well, my experience with Matt, so like this has this is one of those things that has really taught both of us, I think, like how we both deal with stress when it comes to such enormous like change. And like obviously we've been together for almost like close to 7 years now. And so I mean, we know each other well enough to like have identified it, but it's different when you're living through something that's such a long time frame of stress.
Yeah.
So for this situation, the first thing that happened like very early on in this was Matt suddenly really wanted to go basically move up to where he's from, which is like 4 hours away from us. It's like a small town. He wanted us to go like live with my grandma or his grandfather indefinitely to like wait this out because he was really worried about being in a big city. And he also really wanted to buy a gun. And I was like, these two things are not happening. So like for me, yeah. And so he was like, he wanted to leave for the reason of getting out of the big city, but like I was still working at the time. I didn't have approval to work from home. I still don't. So like we could never have done this.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is not a realistic thing. And then plus both me and Matt are not too worried about the virus itself. We're more worried about a lot of the other things that are coming with this situation. But I was like, the one thing that we should be worried about is like our older family members. So going up to live with my grandma, who's in her mid 70s, and your grandfather, who's in his 90s, is a bad plan. Like, we should not do that.
Yeah.
So, and then with the gun thing, I was like, well, this is not the time to like start buying
be irrational and
dangerous things. What?
Yeah.
No, we're not doing that. And like in his mind, he was like, it's for protection, all of that stuff. And that's always been his view on guns. But I'm a huge proponent of like no guns in my house. So yeah, so that was like the initial thing. And so then from there, it's just been like he's been using like video games a lot to like kind of get out of his head, which is very like isolating. He's very like in his own head about it, and he doesn't actively talk about like what he's feeling and stuff unless I like pull it from him. And whereas I have to talk everything out in order to feel better.
That's me.
And I've been needing a lot. I've also realized that I'm more extroverted than I thought I was, because I've been missing all of my friends like you and family and stuff. And so I'm like, I just want to spend time with you. And he's like, I need space. And I'm like, I need no space. I want all of the like physical touch,
Mm-hmm.
all these things. So like we've had to navigate the different needs of the two of us that are basically polar opposites in this moment. And it's been really hard. I mean, I think we're like getting to the point of like understanding kind of a balance, but
Mm-hmm.
there was definitely more arguments than usual, more stress than usual in our relationship, just like dealing with the fact that all this is going on, like,
Right.
and then like dealing with my work. There was like a moment in time where I like really wanted to quit or take a leave or something, but then like financially, is that a good plan? So then there was like that discussion. And
Well, there's nothing to go like and look for if you were to make that spontaneous decision, you know?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well,
So
also,
it's
I think
just
you
been a
should
mess.
say, well, Matt, like officially now works from home. So you guys are
Mm-hmm.
now, you guys see each other way more often than you used to. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so versus he would
Yeah,
be gone, you know, before.
yeah, and it's been like another thing. I don't mean to just complain. There's been good things too. I should talk
Yeah,
about those. But
absolutely. Yeah.
the other thing that's like been frustrating for me, since I'm the only one leaving the house right now, and like going into work. So my work schedule hasn't changed much. Like I
Right.
still have a commute. I still work the 8 hours, and then I have a commute home, and like all of those things. I'm still going to school via Zoom on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so I'm still busy. Like I'm far busier than Matt is, and
Mm-hmm.
it's been one thing that we've also been like having to find this new balance is the fact that like yes, Matt's working from home, so I can't bug him when I get home at 3 from work or 4 from work because he's still working, he's on the clock, but he doesn't have a commute at all anymore, whereas he used to have like a 2 hours a day in the car thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you're home more than me, and I don't mean because you're working, I mean because you physically don't leave, like not including the 8 hours of work time, you're still home more than me. So like, can you help with doing some of the things that I was doing a lot more of because I have less of a commute. So I was home a lot more often than he was, but now he's home a lot more often than I am,
The
not
role
including the 8
switched,
hours of
but
work.
he's
Yeah.
not he's not like
He doesn't see it
fully taking it
because
in.
he's like,
Mm-hmm.
well, I'm still at work. And I'm like, I'm not talking about the 8 hours you're on the clock. I'm talking about the 2 hours you don't sit in the car. And
Yeah.
like, he's still working out, but he doesn't have a commute to the gym either. And like, neither do I. That is like the one thing that I don't have either. But yeah, so it's been like a kind of like conversation that we have to have of like, I understand you're still working, but things have still changed and I need help
Yeah.
with things.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Well,
that's
that
been
makes sense.
something.
Yeah.
But do you want to go through some of your frustrations and then we can go through some of the good things?
Yeah. Well, I don't have actually too many frustrations. So, yeah, like I said from the beginning, like both living very different like lives through this whole pandemic. So,
Mm-hmm.
both me and my husband, Andre, are not working. So, we're both here at home 24/7, and he is the only one that leaves this house.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have not, I mean, I was like you said, I'm counting days. So I haven't left this apartment complex because we still go on walks outside in 33 days, and that's
Mm-hmm.
insane. But he leaves at least once a week, at most twice a week. But usually it's just once a week for our grocery trip, and that's it. That's all
Mm-hmm.
it is.
Yeah.
But it's going pretty well. I think in the middle of things, hmm, okay, well, in the beginning of my 30 days, it was just me, like here with Amelia. And so it didn't really change much for me. And
Mm-hmm.
he was still working that first week. And then so he's been home for about 20 some days. And in the middle of our time together, I think it started to get a little rocky because he's used to being, he's a manager at a restaurant. He's used to being at work 10 to 12 hours a day. And then he comes home and he gets, all his home duties out of his system. Well, now
Mm-hmm.
it's in a, you know, 12-hour period where you're at home and you find there's less things for you to do because you're not used to being home that much. And my I say duties, but like, yeah, my duties haven't changed because I'm used to staying home,
Yeah.
you know, from my prior job. So I don't know. It hasn't, things haven't really changed too much versus the fact like now we're home all together
Yeah.
constantly. But there hasn't
The
really been bad moments like
mhm.
at all.
That's good.
So
Is Andre feeling like stir crazy at all? Because he was so used to being out of the house.
he's okay, he is doing a lot better than I anticipated him to do.
That's
I
good.
thought he was really gonna like have an anxiety attack and freak out from the very first day
Hmm.
because yeah, he's so used to not being here
Yeah.
X amount of time through the day. But he's doing really, really well. I think about a couple days ago is when he finally started like, okay, now I'm just like sitting here on my phone, like I don't want to do this. Like
Yeah.
it's frustrating. But I think it's good that he like, even though he doesn't like to go out the once a week to the grocery store, I think it's really good for him and for his well-being. I think
Yeah.
his mind needs that, like just
Yeah.
like step out, you know.
Yeah. A
So
change of like location,
mm-hmm.
anything.
Yep.
Yeah. Some of
So
the
it's
good
good for
things
him.
that have come out of like this whole thing with me and Matt is just like we have been able to, even though I will say that it's been like, yeah, we've had more arguments in the last month than
Mm-hmm.
ever, I think. But at the end of the day, like we do know, even though we are arguing, like things are, it's what's the word I'm looking for, like things come out of it, like we make agreements and like make plans for how we're going to fix what
Mm-hmm.
we're struggling with. um it's funny, me and Matt I think that this is so weird, but me and Matt do better when we are upset with each other to get away from each other and text each other, and we argue via text. And I don't know why
What?
we do that. We've always done this. I don't know why, because like most people will tell you don't, use texting for big emotional things because
Mm-hmm.
hello, you can't like read how people are saying things
Your
and
emotions
whatever.
aren't being fully brought out.
Yeah, but I
Mm-hmm.
think both of us have the tendency to, when we are in person, we get meaner than we actually are. And so like we'll say things flippantly or offhandedly that are meaner or ruder. And so then when we can dial it back and just say what we mean via text, then it's
That's
like it's
crazy.
way more direct of like what I'm trying to say versus like the emotional aspect of what
Mm-hmm.
is coming out. It's very bizarre, but
I never
that's what
knew
works
that
for
of you
us.
guys.
Yeah.
That's good though. If it works
Yeah.
for you, what the heck?
Yeah. So one day, one of the like really bad arguments that we had early on, it was about the moving thing. I like stayed down in my car and was texting him and he was up here in the
Oh
apartment.
my gosh.
And we like got answers to each other and figured it out. So that's really funny.
Holy crap. That is hilarious. It's so
Yeah.
funny that you say that because literally one of the fights that Andre and I have had in this
Mhm.
whole thing, I was like, I walked away because we walk away from each other to breathe and to not like
Say things you don't
just
mean.
say things we don't mean and be mean, like you said.
Hmm.
And we usually take time apart and then we'll like find our way back to each other. But I left and I was in the bathroom. I had to go pee. So I'm peeing in the bathroom and I get a text and he's like, I love you. But then I got mad. I was like, no, don't text me. Like just I'm right here. Come to me. So it's just so funny because it's like
See,
two
that's
very
like what we
different.
do all the time when we fight. If we walk away or whatever, then a
Mm-hmm.
lot of times we'll end up texting each other. I did that the other day when I called you. When I was on my walk, we were also texting at the same
Oh
time.
yes. Okay. That is hilarious.
Yeah, it don't, I don't know why it works so well for us, but it does. So yeah, some good things that have come out of it is like we found the balance of like we need space. So
Mm-hmm.
like I need to recognize that Matt, like one of the things that he's doing for self-care essentially is video games, and with
It
that he's
helps
like
him.
talking with his friends and stuff. He's on, online with his friends. So like he
Yeah.
needs that. I need time with, you and like Sierra. The three of us are doing movie nights. My family's also doing things like that. And then I've also started asking him, like almost every single morning and night, I ask him to give me a big, like tight hug. And I'm like, I need both hands. I need you to squeeze me as hard as possible. And like, I just want him to hug me. I don't even hug him back when he's doing it. I just like sit
you just
here.
take it.
Yeah. And
Oh,
like make
I
him
like
and I
that.
ask for it very specifically because I don't just want like a hug. I want this specific hug.
Yeah.
And yeah, so like cute things like that. And we've
I
been
love
laughing
it.
so much. Yesterday I don't even know what he was doing, but he was making fun of something and I like couldn't even see. I was crying, laughing, and it was so funny. I don't even remember what it was. I wish I could tell the story, but I don't know what he was doing.
Oh,
Yeah, so good things are happening too. I don't mean to just
definitely.
complain, but
No, definitely, definitely. I think Andre and I have definitely been, I can say that I'm very thankful for his hard work at home because he's been helping out a lot. Like I haven't had to tell him like help me clean up or help me do this or it's your turn for
mhm,
this or whatever. Like there's just like a really good rotation. And even like with like meals, like with cooking meals, whether it
mhm.
be breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or someone takes the whole entire day on all three meals, like we just have a really good rotation. We don't even have to ask for it.
Yes.
We just know. Or
Yeah, that's
so it's just
awesome.
it's working out really, really well. And
Mhm.
he and I are, finding our groove, but it's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, that's
We're
awesome.
both
Yeah,
figuring it
I
out.
feel like that's also been good with me and Matt. Well, I will say David is our roommate, is Matt's brother, and David has been doing a lot of the cleaning. And David doesn't have working, he's not working at all right now. So I think he's
Right.
also just bored out of his mind. But like, he's been like running our Roomba every night after we go to bed because he's a night owl. And he's been like, he cleans the dishes so fast. I'm like, David, you don't have to do them all the time, right? Like I can do them. I take more time. Like I'll cook dinner and then we all eat, and then I don't want to do it even that night necessarily. Like I was planning on getting up this morning and doing the
And
dishes
doing it.
after we did this, but they're already done because he did them last night. And I'm like, I don't expect that, just so you know. But yeah, so he's been doing a lot of cleaning, and
What a
then me
good
and Matt,
roommate.
I know he's amazing. And then like with cooking and stuff, I feel like for the most part, I've been doing a lot of the cooking. David's also been cooking.
Hmm.
But I do know that Matt, like if I ask him, especially, we'll usually do like, can you make this part of the meal and I'll make this part of the meal. If I ask him to do it, yeah, he does it.
Yeah.
Especially with things he knows he's better at cooking than I am. I'm like, yeah,
He
see,
just
you
steps
want
in.
your
Yep.
cook. Yeah, I feel like that's all as far as the husbandry goes.
So it's just us and our daughter. And so it's going great. And Amelia has gone a little bit stir crazy. She hits her limits. She's not taking any naps.
Mhm.
Um, but I will say her schedule is a lot better. Like she knows she doesn't take any naps, but she knows like at 7 o'clock is when we start to like calm down and it's bedtime. And
Mhm.
she'll go to bed. She goes to her own bed, before it was a hassle where she would sleep with us every night or
Mhm.
whatever the deal was. But no, she like wants me to read specifically Aladdin to her. And it's like the big book. It's not like a cartoon book. It's the actual book of Aladdin. So it's really nice. And like I read a chapter to her every night and she's asleep by like half the chapter. So
Nice.
like her schedule with like eating and sleeping and waking up is just 10 times better than it used to be. And I'm super thankful for that.
Yeah, that's
So
awesome.
it's nice.
That is very nice.
Yeah.
Uh, well, what about like, what was the other topic that we were talking about? Oh, well, the lack of work. I feel like we kind of talked about like just how much life has changed. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
my work has changed, but as far as going into work, it has not changed.
You're right.
So I am like thankful that I do not only like still have an income. I mean, yes, I'm very thankful for that, but I'm also very thankful that I'm still going to work and having that routine. I think is really helpful for
Yeah.
me mentally. I think it's very important.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
You also have a really big like routine before all this like happened.
Yeah,
So
we could go into the
you would
changing.
go really stir crazy if you were stuck at home and did not do anything.
Yeah,
So I
I
think it's
am
good.
such a person that like I overschedule myself,
Mm-hmm.
which is probably not like a good the best quality, but I do. I
Yeah.
before was working full time, going to school part time, making YouTube videos on a weekly basis, like at least 2 to 4 videos a week. And then we started this podcast. I like to go to the gym every day. Well,
Yeah.
Monday through Friday was my schedule. So yeah, I had like a busy week
Yeah.
on a weekly basis, and now it's still mostly the same. I'm still going to work every day. My schooling is now online, so one of my classes has transferred to just like straight an online class, no Zoom, but then the other one is a Zoom class, so I
Yeah.
still do that. The biggest change that has happened for me is definitely my gym and my routine of working out. And
Yeah.
like I was saying, in my pour one out, it's rough.
Mm.
But I'm like, I mean, yeah, it's just a mess as far as that goes. But
Yeah.
I want to like have a whole talk about that with
Yeah,
you.
well, then let's just go into it. Just have the talk
Okay.
about it now. So, one thing I can say is that for those of you listening or watching, we have me, Cassie, and Sierra, our friend, have started a group chat, and it wasn't even on purpose. Like we started a group chat because we wanted to do a virtual movie date, and so that happened. We're gonna do one tonight too, and I'm super excited about it.
Mm-hmm.
But one day Sierra just like texted us a picture and she was like I got sweaty today, and ever since then it's been like a daily thing to where every
Mm-hmm.
time like each of us work out we send a picture of our sweaty gross faces. And just kidding, I love you both, you look gorgeous. But um anyways, it's been really motivating for me because
Yeah.
literally the week prior to her sending that picture I didn't work out at all. I was like
Mm-hmm.
just not, I was just being lazy that week, I was, to be blunt. And ever since then I've been working out every single day and it's really helped me.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Yeah.
highly suggest that you guys do that to motivate your friends or to even motivate like yourself. It's really
Mm-hmm.
good.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. I think like motivation or like accountability
Mm-hmm.
groups are really
Yeah.
important. One of the groups that I also follow is so Mari from Mari Fitness. I
Mm-hmm.
think her name on YouTube is Mari Laluin. I don't know how to say her last name, but it's her last name. When you buy one of her gym guides or home guides, which are all workout related, you also get access to her private Facebook group. And so I every morning go look through it and see people post things on there about like their progress photos. They post there if they're having struggling with accountability and stuff. And so even though it's not like me personally with a group like it is with you and Sierra, it is also very motivating to me
I
just to
like
see
that.
like
Yeah.
this group, and it's mostly women, so this big group like congratulating each other, and it's like it's very positive. Yeah, as far as like my workout goes, I'm like I struggle with motivation at home in general.
Mm-hmm.
um but I have been doing a lot of yoga, which I like. I love yoga so much. And I am glad that I'm doing more of it. But at the same time, I was like weightlifting, and I until three
Mm-hmm.
days ago did not have any weights. I couldn't find any weights that weren't ridiculously overpriced because of the demand that's out there right now.
Yeah.
I was struggling with trying to find the equal type of routine that I could do that involved weightlifting,
Yeah.
because you can do body weights, but I don't know the way to move my body for body weight only to
Right.
get the same level of
Workout.
whatever,
Of
yeah, of a
yeah.
workout, of like
Mm-hmm.
sweating and feeling right. And so yoga's great, I love yoga like I said, but it's not as intense. I wanted more intense. So I actually was able to borrow some weights from my work because
That's where you got them. I was wondering. I was like, what
yeah, so
the heck?
I was looking on Let Go and all of these like secondhand places to try to find cheap weights. Nothing is cheap right now because everyone wants them. And it was just
Mm.
I'm not going to go into the like capitalist bullshit and
Yeah.
buy super expensive weights just because people can. It's the same thing with toilet paper right now. Like I refuse to buy $100 toilet paper. I'm not doing it. Even though I need toilet paper, it's fine. Like, we're not in the emergency level yet, but like
Yeah, we're not.
no. So yeah, I reached out to one of the upper management people and was like, hey, I would love to be able to borrow some weights. I just want like 3 sets, and can I please take them from the house? And like obviously I'll bring them back, but I would really like to keep them indefinitely, like, while this is happening. And she was like, no problem, because that house has like a full, basically, gym, like
Oh,
it's a
that's
full
cool.
room. So she was like, just don't take more than such and such, and like whatever. So I took them. I have a 15-pound set, an 8-pound set, and then I have one 3-pound weight because they didn't have two. I only had one, but I needed like a small one for triceps. So anyway, it's a start, and like I might go
That's
back and
awesome.
like switch, something out. But I'm definitely more motivated because I feel like I can get into like my routine. I want my routine. I know that there are ways to do something different, but like I
Yeah.
want what I want. Like I wish. I miss the gym so much. Like I can't
No.
even explain to you the fact. I didn't even know that I loved the gym as much as I now know how much I love the gym. Like,
What's that saying? You know you love something when it's already gone or something like that?
yeah, you
Yeah.
don't know what you're missing until it's gone and stuff like that. Yeah,
Oh.
I'm
Well,
so
I'm super glad that
frustrated.
you got the weights. That's good.
Yeah, me too. I did one workout with them 2 days ago, and then I took a break yesterday because I felt like drinking gin instead of working out.
I know. I saw you were pre-drinking.
Yeah, it's because I went to the grocery store and it took 1,000,001 years because you have to stand in the line outside and then finally go in, and then it was a mess.
Yeah. Ugh. So how do they manage, side note really quick, because I haven't gone to the grocery store. And so I know at our grocery store, obviously there's only allowed at 50 people in the grocery store at a time. And then yes, they're 6 feet apart or whatever. But like, how do they manage from you keeping 6 feet apart, like in the aisles?
They don't. They don't.
So at that point, it's just all up to you.
Yeah, like I was trying really hard. Okay, so this is also really interesting. I was talking with my sister about this yesterday because my stepmom is actually going to come drop off another couple masks to me and my sister. And my sister was talking about how like my family all are essential workers. So my stepmom is still going into work, my dad's still going into work, I'm still going into
Mm-hmm.
work, but she is not. Her and the people that she's living with are all just like you, staying in the house. So she doesn't want to interact at all, just like you don't. It's very
Mm-hmm.
similar. And she was like, I don't know how to nicely tell mom to stay 6 feet apart
Yeah,
because
yeah,
it's just one of those like family things. It's hard. Um, and so she was talking about that, and I was like, honestly, for me, it's more about like, because she was talking about like being nervous for herself and like bringing it into the family. For me, it's more like I'm trying to maintain my social distancing when I am out in public, like the grocery store, because I'm probably the one carrying it because I'm an essential worker, and I can't social distance at work
yeah.
with
Right.
my clients or my coworkers. It's just not possible. So you've got 3 to 10 people at a given time at work, all in one very small room. And we're not wearing masks and stuff because we don't have them, is the thing.
Yeah.
And we're not dealing directly with COVID-19. So, like, yeah, we're at risk because we're not social distancing, but we're not at risk as far as, like, being in a hospital or anything.
Yeah. No,
And
true.
so, anyway, like, I'm more worried that I'm going to like be carrying it and then take it out to the grocery store. So like I was being very mindful in the aisles. Like if I couldn't go through because there was a person, I went around and went to a different aisle and went back to go. And it took me forever to go grocery shopping because so many people were not being respectful. And like there was one time where this woman, so like in the juice aisle, I wanted cranberry juice. The cranberry juice is here, this woman is standing here, and I'm on this side of the aisle. And I was staring at the cranberry juice that, like, on a normal day, I would just have walked around her and gone and grabbed it, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I think that people are not, it wasn't just this one woman. This happened multiple times while I was at the grocery store, of just, like, people not paying attention to, like, the other people standing next to them. Like, she didn't ask, like, oh, do you need something? She didn't move. Nothing. She just like stayed
It's
standing in
weird.
the center of the aisle, and I was like, so when are you gonna move so I can get my cranberry juice?
Yeah. What the heck?
Yeah, so
That's
like
weird.
that was happening the whole time. And so yeah, it takes way longer because you have to stand in line outside to get in. and then you can go grocery shopping, and then you still have the line,
to the end
to get out.
Yeah. Ugh, I can't even imagine.
Yeah, it was
Thank
annoying.
you.
What are some like self-care things and routines and stuff that you've been?
So talking about Amelia having a really good routine, I myself have had a really good routine. So because of her routine and her like going to bed, waking up, and her like eating schedule, it's really helped me with my sleeping schedule as well. So I'm up, pardon, every single morning, anywhere from like 6:30 to 7. And like before, I would be pissed if I didn't get to sleep until 9.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's changed.
Nice.
And I'm super happy about it because I wake up and I have my routine. Andre still sleeps a little bit, so I make our coffees. He likes his to sit and be like lukewarm, almost coldish.
Well,
so like,
so do I.
oh yeah, so I'll get up, I'll make and I like mine polar opposite. Like I probably won't drink this last bit of coffee that's in my cup because at this point it's been sitting here too long. But I drank as much as I could while it was hot, and that's that. And I don't like heating it up because the amount of creamer that I put in it just does not taste good. Heat it up. Anyways, so I will make our coffees. His will sit there. I'll drink mine. I'll sit on the couch. And I know they tell you not to do this. Don't get on social media first thing in the morning, but I'll get on, I'll scroll through, Instagram, whatever, Pinterest, and then I'll put my phone down. And then at that point, Amelia's like up and ready for breakfast, and I'll make her breakfast. So like my routines are very much in place, and I'm absolutely in love with it. And then when Andre gets up, I'll go through like my calendar. Not that I have like a lot to do, but like kind of like meal prepping and kind of going through the day. I'll start writing the grocery list if we're already running out of things. I plan like any work meetings that I have on Zoom or times that I want to hang out with my friends, virtually. And so like all those things.
Mm-hmm.
And it's helped me a lot. Like it's keeping me sane and like feeling okay. I'll like put on makeup probably 2 to 3 times a week. Not like a full face, like everything, but I'll put on foundation, mascara, and a choice of a lipstick for that day just to feel like I'm doing something. So, and usually before I do that makeup, I'll, when Andre's up and I'm done with my coffee and everything, and after I'm done writing everything down, I'll do my workouts. And that's like the real start to my day. And then by the time I'm done, it's still only like 10 o'clock and I feel so, so good about it. And that's great. So that's something I'm doing
I love
every day.
a good morning routine.
Yeah.
I love it so much.
I used to not though. I used to just wake up and sit on the couch, and then I would sit on the couch, and then I would sit on the couch, and that was all I did. And so I'm super proud of myself. So.
Yeah. We've said over and over again, my routine is very similar to what it was before other than the gym. Except that now I work in the morning at 7, 3 days a week instead of 2 days a week. And then my other 2 days are 10 to 6, whereas it was the opposite, 3 and 2.
Okay.
And so that I am struggling with maintaining my so I wake up at 5 a.m. on the 7 a.m. days. And then I could basically snooze my alarm for 30 minutes. I give myself 30 minutes. And then I have until 6, I have a whole hour to get ready. So I do a full face of makeup before I go to work on my 7 a.m. days because it makes me feel good.
Yeah. I mean, good. Yeah.
Yeah. And then on my 10 to 6 days before, I was still waking up at 5 and going to the gym with Matt and then coming back, having coffee, getting ready, going to work. Now I'm struggling to maintain that 5 a.m. alarm, and I tend to set it for 6 instead. And I still try to work out in the mornings. I still try to work out in the mornings on those days, and then still get ready and stuff. And it's still like working out okay. I've also been going to work earlier than usual because like those days, the 10 to 6 days are my my like current job days. And I don't have like a set time to come in. I can come in anytime between 9 and 10:30 really. Like it's very leeway. Okay. And then I just work the 8 hours with a half-hour break. So like the earlier I go in, the earlier I get off. So I've just been doing
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, less in the morning to get to work and then be off a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
And then my nighttime routine, oh my gosh, we need to talk about like what kind of entertainment and stuff we've been doing in this time because I've been not reading. one, I haven't been reading, which is like so weird for me. Hello.
Yeah.
Like for those of you who can
Seriously.
see, who are watching on Zoom, watching our YouTube video, I love to read. I have a lot of books behind me. But I have not been reading this whole month, this whole 33 days, basically, maybe even a little bit more since it like really, really started. I have not been reading.
It's been 33 days since I work in the restaurant industry. So since like things have really started to close down.
Gotcha.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, so, but I have been wanting to watch I've been so nostalgic. I watched Mrs. Doubtfire the other night. I want to watch all the cartoons. I've been binging Private Practice for like the 1,000th time.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, I've just been, last night me and David watched James and the Giant Peach while Matt gamed.
I literally saw that just 2 days ago and I was like, oh, I used to love that movie.
It was so good. And so like really, I think what the problem is I've been not wanting to focus on anything. Like me and David watched it, but we talked throughout the entire movie. And like we were just doing other things.
Also, that's just you, but okay.
True. I am like that. I am, especially when it comes to rewatching things. But when I'm watching something new, I'm not like that. And when I'm reading, I'm not like that. And I think that's why I haven't been wanting to watch anything new or whatever, is because I can't focus. Like I'm so distracted. I just want to I want to scroll through social media so much more than usual. Like my screen time's so high. I think it's because I'm like unfocused because I'm so stressed and anxious that I like can't. So then I don't want to like watch a new thing. Me and Matt and David have all been watching Penny Dreadful, which is an old show, but we haven't watched it before. And like, I can't freaking focus. I can't do it. So
there's just so much going on in your mind.
Yeah.
So you're trying to, yeah. Well, that's not.
Have there been any like, what have you been doing for entertainment? Like, obviously you're at home constantly.
So my entertainment is my 3-year-old daughter. So we've been doing, for her birthday, we got a lot of arts and crafts supplies. That was like my one thing that I really wanted for her. So I bought stuff for her, my mom, like there was a bunch of things. So we've been doing a lot of things like that. The weather has finally started to clear up. So it's beautiful outside. So we go on our daily walk, which is about an hour walk. And we'll just go in loops around the apartment complex. And that's kind of just it. Play games around that. We have a mini golf set. So we'll play golf indoors. We have red Solo cups. So we'll play like water pong in our floor in our kitchen. And it's like, just do like random activities.
And I will say that your apartment complex has like a beautiful grassy like walking area. It's
multiple areas.
It's like a park, but on your complex site, which is very nice. I'm very jealous. There's nothing like that at my apartment complex.
No, you have to like leave you would have to like walk the block or something, right?
Yeah. The only thing that we have at our apartment complex, we do have 2 pools. Like our apartment complex is basically mirrored. So there's one section and then a second section that's the exact same, but mirrored. And so they have 2 pools, but the pool areas are closed. Got it. Yeah, nice. It's annoying. I like just want to go sit out there by myself, not with anybody.
Oh, you're so rebellious. I'm glad they're closed.
No, I can't.
Oh my gosh. We thought they were closed, but I guess they're not, because I guess some people that live in the front apartments, they have the same like fob access to get into their building, in the housing development area. And so anyways, they can't physically lock those key like excessive.
Like it's like a card kind of thing, but it's exactly not. But yeah,
so we hear people will use, because it's super loud and echoey in this area. There's a pool literally right there, and so with all the buildings surrounding, everything that happens we can hear because it's so loud and hollowed. So every time someone like swipes the fob, we hear the beep. And then we hear the gate slam, and then we're both like, someone's sitting by the pool. What if, da, da, da. And like he and I both are like, that's gross, because we're I mean, I would so do it. Like crazy. Oh, I'm so glad.
I would definitely do it if I could. I just want I'm sad that they closed the beaches, because It's crazy that I miss going outside so much because I'm a homebody. Like I don't really go
Same.
outside. I'm not.
Same.
I mean, I go to the beach in the summer, but
I mean,
like,
it's
and I
like
do
that
go to the
meme
pool
that
in the
goes
summer.
around. The meme that's like, I mean, I don't I don't go out often, but I like to go out more than this. Like, that's
Yeah,
me.
yeah,
Yeah, agreed.
yeah, exactly. And like, I'm just sad that they closed the beaches because I would go and like I would be down to go down to the beach by myself and just read outside just to have a different location to do the
Environment
same
for
thing I'm
sure.
already doing.
Oh,
I'm sad.
oh.
And like I've been so good about actually social distancing and like so have you. I've been good as far as like I'm not hanging out with anybody like other than the people I live with
All right.
in person. And like I guess that's the big one. I haven't been like going anywhere just for funsies. Like I'm not going to the grocery store unless I have to. You know, I'm not like using that as like my hangout time or
Right.
something. Yeah, I don't know. It's I'm feeling stir crazy. And I'm
Yeah.
still like I still have my regular routine. That's what's driving me crazy is that it's like, why am I so mad when I
You're
still
doing
have
way more than other people.
yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah.
why is this affecting me so much when overall like my daily routine hasn't changed that much?
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. Mm. Well,
So let's get into go ahead.
something that you and Matt could do, which I don't know if Matt would be down because Matt's a funny human being and sometimes he
Yeah,
surprises
Matt's
me. Yeah. So this was like the second, the first or the second week or whatever. And Andre wanted to play this game. So we really wanted to play poker. And so he was like, but we're not going to bet money or like coins. Let's make coupons. So we made coupons and they were in our poker game. So like we wrote down a bunch of things and then we decided that like if it's in the pile or in the bet and then the other person got it, they would essentially get the same thing. So like, for example, I wrote down a shopping trip, $100, and that could be online or whatever. And so it was in the pot. And if he would get it, it'd be the same exact thing for me. Or like on his cards, he wrote like two cards, like one BJ. And so like if I were to get the card, it would be for me, for my
Yeah.
pleasure. So anyways, it was really cool. And there's like only a couple rules that like if you give someone the card, it has to be used within 24 hours. Like you can't save it, except for one card that is on here that I wrote like plan a date, like completely surprise me and plan a date, hire the nanny and do everything yourself. Anyways, and it's been really fun. We've been using it. Like I wrote down like 2 full body massages. I've already used both of them. I'm quite mad at myself for that, but it's fine.
That's
Anyways,
cute.
it's cool.
We don't play like we don't have any. I don't know how to play poker. I don't know what else we could play. Go fish. LOL.
Like 21 or go fish. 21's easy.
Like blackjack?
No, is that what it is? I don't know. 21's
like
easy.
where you get to 21.
Yeah. And then
that's
if you
blackjack.
go over, you lose. But you keep is that blackjack? Why
That's
do
blackjack.
I call it 21?
I mean
Okay.
Are you thinking about the movie? But it's called blackjack in the movie. But the movie's called 21.
I don't even know what movie you're talking. Are you talking about 21 and over?
No. I'm talking about the movie 21.
Yeah, I've never seen that movie.
It's great. It has Kevin Spacey and that guy from Across the Universe in it that I don't know his name.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
I don't know. You and Andre both. I don't watch a lot of movies. Nope.
Yeah.
He tried to get me to watch The Matrix and I was like, yeah, I walked away about 5 times. And then I would see one interesting part and I'd be like, okay, maybe. And I'd be like, no. And I'd walk away. I can't do it. Not interested. So
I do love movies.
He did get me to watch Looney Tunes though. Because I've never seen that before.
Who? What?
Well, not Looney Tunes. Space Jam. Space Jam. I've never seen it before. That is
not the same thing as Looney Tunes. What the heck?
It's the Looney Tunes characters in Space Jam. Anyways, I have never seen Space Jam, and it finally came out on Netflix in the beginning of this quarantining social distancing, and he sat me down and made me watch it, and it was really good. It was really old, but it was really good. And
yeah,
now nobody can yell at me for never seeing Space Jam.
Good job, Andre.
Anyways, okay, moving on to what you were saying.
Oh, I was gonna say like self-care. Okay. What are some things that you've been doing? I mean, basically like what have you been doing if and when you feel like frustrated or down or negative about like what we're experiencing right now? Like, yeah, what have you added or gotten rid, like not gotten rid of because you can't do it, but gotten rid of because like that's not a good thing for you right now? Or what have you
Um,
added?
I've added working out heavily. So I used to like work out only like 3-4 times a week. It wasn't too big of a thing for me. But that is definitely something that's helped calm me down and helped me like create a routine. And it just gets me really like pumped and excited.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's something that's helped. I also do that like every single morning. So it's not like I'll sit down and then I'll do it. Um, self-care, this is going to sound really, really stupid, but a self-care for me, I've downloaded TikTok, and it's like
Mm-hmm.
helped, like not even just like scrolling and like just like viewing a bunch of stuff. Like I'll try any video I see, I'll try it. Any dance that I see, I'll try it. And that just it's something that like gets me excited and gets my headspace like in a fun mood versus a
Mm-hmm.
down mood. And so
Mm-hmm.
I'm having fun with that. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
still going to try to convince you to get it. So, oh, you got it.
Yeah, I did it this morning.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
I went and followed you and Sierra.
oh,
Oh,
yes.
it's talking to me though. I don't like that it automatically plays. That's one thing that I'm not
That's
into.
true. That's true. That's true. Versus like Instagram, if your volume is off, you won't hear anything until you push the video for sound or you turn it up on your stories. But TikTok, because it is solely of like a video, you have to have sound. So that's pretty funny.
Don't like it. I
But
don't
that's
like
it.
that
So
it
that might
automatically
sound really
plays.
silly, but that's like really helped me.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I mean, that's it. That's kind of it.
Nice.
Andre and I will still take our like time apart. Like, again, we will like kind of just read each other and know, like, okay, she's disappeared to the bedroom. Like, I'm just gonna stay out here and like we're good or whatever. And
Mm-hmm.
not because we're mad or we're fighting or anything. It's just because like now we're
We need
home way
space.
more often. Yeah. So we just need some
Yeah.
space. So it's been good.
Mm-hmm.
Helped me a lot. So yeah,
Nice.
that's it. What about you?
I
What's been helping you cope?
definitely working out also. Again, I mean, I feel like I've talked about this and I'm a broken record, but like obviously it's been hard to find the right routine. Yoga is helping as far as like relaxation, at the same time as like feeling accomplished because I'm doing stuff. I've been journaling,
That's
which is,
good.
yeah, I actually made a New Year's resolution to try to journal every day, which I don't journal every day, but I journal at least like 3 to 4 times a week,
Progress.
which basically was kind of what I was really going for. I always like make the accomplishment too high so that I'll hit somewhere where it is more realistic.
Yes.
So I've been journaling. I've been really focused on YouTube and like actively making sure to post, which I mean, I guess isn't that different from before, but like, I don't know, I've just been very like actively looking for ideas to film and stuff,
I got
for
you.
both channels.
Mm-hmm.
And then like I feel really motivated to actually edit and everything. Usually editing is like my least favorite part. I'm just like, oh, I filmed it. Why can't it just be ready and just like pop it up? But that's not
Just
how that works.
one time you should just try to do one completely raw and just
I've
do it.
done it. I've done it. It's not good. It's boring. I talk too much. I like it. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm doing long form here, which is cool. I like it, but
Yeah.
no, no, no. What else have I been doing? I've been looking up recipes.
I was just gonna say, what about cooking? Are you guys cooking more?
I'm cooking the same amount, but I have been trying to do different things. So like it's still very similar meals, but like cooking it a different way. So like
Okay.
I recently found a new baked chicken recipe. So like you cut the chicken into strips and then you season it with a bunch of stuff and then you put it in the oven, which I've never baked chicken
Mm-hmm.
before doing this, and it's so good. And then I also just bought a bunch of veggies to like add to our stuff. So like last night we still had chicken and rice, which is like our standard. It's Spanish rice and chicken. We do that all the time. And last night we did it in a bowl, which is also like, we either do bowls or tacos. That's basically our entire meal plan. It's not new. So yeah, I did the baked chicken with the Spanish rice, which David made the Spanish rice. And then we diced up onions, bell peppers, jalapenos, and then put cheese, sour cream, salsa, like all the fixins into it. And we don't usually add any of the veggies. And I just wanted like something crunchy in it. So I didn't cook it or anything. I just put the raw veggies in it. And yeah, it was really delicious. So just like trying to do different, even though it's like still the same basic aspects, ingredients, whatever, trying to like find a new way to do the same thing, because
I like it.
Yeah. And then I also we've been making pasta, which we're like using, I like chickpea pasta, which is 100% gluten-free, and it has more protein than usual, and it's actually healthy for you because it's beans and not pasta, and it's delicious. But Matt and David both think it tastes gross. So I've been mixing that and the protein plus pasta, which is partial wheat and partial chickpea. So it tastes more like regular pasta.
That's interesting.
So I've been mixing the two together and then finding different sauces at the grocery store, not making anything special. Like, I'm not a cook, but yeah, just doing different things.
That's good.
I've been using a lot of like fake meat stuff too.
Fake meat.
Matt. Yeah, I have this like beefless ground beef. It's from the Gardein brand. Okay. And it tastes like ground beef. Like,
I will take your word for it.
I will make it for you and you'll never know the difference. Okay. That's what I did to Matt. I made it and I was like, here's some ground beef pasta. And Matt was like, you don't like ground beef pasta. And I was like, well, try it anyway. And then he was like, oh yeah, it tastes good. How are you eating it though? And I was like, it's because it's fake meat.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I love getting him to eat vegetarian. I'm not a vegetarian, but I do eat a lot of vegetarian food.
Yeah, you do. You really, really do. You love tofu, no?
Yeah, you're a weirdo. Tofu. I especially love soft tofu, which is odd, more odd than other people.
I don't know the terminology, but yeah.
There's like anywhere from like extra soft, which basically just like melts in your mouth the second you put it in, and then there's like extra hard, which tastes more like a meat texture.
Got it. Very interesting.
Everything in between, and I love the soft stuff.
Interesting. Kitchen experience on our end. He and I are both very much adventurous in the kitchen. So like I like to cook. I like to bake. And he likes to cook as well. So, but we don't like you go to the store and buy your sauce. I love to make my sauces. So like I make my own Alfredo sauce and it's phenomenal. By the way, with pasta, you should do a squash spaghetti.
It's so tried easy. It, but I've fucked it up a couple times, and it's not good when it's messed up.
That's accurate. But it is delicious, so you should learn how to succeed it.
I did just buy some zucchini swirls. I haven't like actually tried them yet, but I bought them.
I do.
They're frozen, so I don't have to like try them super fast either.
Oh, okay. You can keep it to whenever. I also absolutely love zucchini spirals, but I will do my homemade zucchini spirals because I have the spiraler on my KitchenAid, so I'll just buy a zucchini and I'll do them. But really, really good. Yeah,
I also just need more kitchen supplies, but our kitchen's too tiny for that.
You have like a super, super small kitchen.
And no cupboard space at all in the apartment at all.
True.
Ever. Anywhere.
Another reason why we both need a house. I actually just reorganized our kitchen yesterday because there was a lot of things that were under in the cupboards, but we kept needing, like it was a daily need, like the toaster, for example. It's like pretty much a daily need that we use. So we kept having to pull it out. And then once it'd wait for it to cool down, then I would have to put it back under. But I finally reorganized it because like my KitchenAid sat on my countertop. And I absolutely loved it because it was like, I have a bright like candy apple red one. And so it's pretty and I like my Papa Red in my kitchen. That's like my theme. But I finally had to move that down because
You'll just have to buy a red toaster.
Like once a month. Oh. It's actually a really good idea. I really like that. Oh, yeah. Anyways, that's it.
Yeah.
Andre and I, this has really helped us like financially. That sounds weird because we're both not working, but like it's helped us a lot to save.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I think I'm making more money not working, getting in like getting the stimulus check and unemployment all together. Like this is slow time of work for me versus,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Mother's Day is coming up. That's a whole thing.
Yeah.
But
It's like one day of great.
exactly, like but this is like the slow start of the season at the fine
Mm-hmm.
dining restaurant that I work at. So really not struggling too much. But I'm also like not going anywhere, like filling
You're
up my
right.
gas tank every other week. Like I'm not doing that because I'm not using my car, which
Yep.
my poor car, it's going to take forever to start basically when I get in it.
Where did you put it? Because for those of you watching and listening, I just went over to Bailey's house and did not see her. I waved at her door. It was very sad. I just like waved at the door without telling her I was
set
even
a
there.
package out there for you.
Yeah, because I was picking up face masks that your aunt made us,
Yes.
and so I parked in your parking spot, and I was like, "Where's your car?"
Oh, LOL. When Paige, our roommate, when she was here, she was leaving way more often than us. So every time she would come home, there was like never a spot or whatever. And anyways, I parked in a guest spot because I am the person that's never leaving. So
Oh,
I
I
knew
see.
that I would never lose that guest spot. So
Yeah,
it's a wonderful guest spot, not all the way at the top of our parking garage. So yeah, it's really
nice,
nice.
nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
So now it's just open because Paige isn't here. So yeah.
Yeah, which was very nice because I was going to park like illegally at the fire hydrant just to run up and get it,
Oh,
but then I
oof.
was able to just park in your parking spot.
Good. Anytime I hear someone does that, I get stressed out because that one time Keith got his car towed within literally 2 minutes.
What?
When we lived downstairs, he like came in and he was like that. He literally had just walked in, and then like 2 minutes later, his girlfriend walked in,
Uh-huh.
and she was like, "Oh, huh, where'd you park?" He's like, "Literally right there. How did you miss my car?" She's like,
There's no car.
"There's no car. What are you talking about?" He's like, "I literally parked right there." Like it was an argument for a hot second, and then she was like, "No, seriously." Like,
There's
and
no
yeah, his
car.
car was gone. So who don't
What?
do that?
Oh God. Yeah. Yeah. So
How's
yeah.
your drinking through all this?
Oh God, that's a self-care.
Yeah, that is a self-care.
No, it's not. This is, I think, part of the reason why I am struggling, like with what I was talking about with my pour one out, is just like I'm eating like shit, drinking a lot more than usual, which like I'm not drinking much more than usual. That's not true. Like
Right.
I try not to drink during the week, which overall I've been maintaining.
Except for last
Last
night.
week.
Whoops.
No, that's my Friday. That's my Friday. So
That's
like
true because you're off
I'll
today.
drink my Friday through my Saturday.
Sunday.
Yeah, through my yeah.
Your Sunday, which is
Exactly.
Saturday. Okay.
Yes, exactly. So like that's usually how I work it. But like last week I did not do that. I was drinking almost every single night. I had at least one. And like I'm not a binge drinker. Like when I say I'm drinking one or two
One or
glasses
two.
of whatever it is. So like it's not, I don't think like I'm not getting like hammered by myself every night or anything.
Right.
But it's just more than I'm used to, and I'm not working out like I used to. So it's like just one more thing that I'm also adding to what I'm intaking compared to what I'm not exercising. Right. And so I'm struggling mentally with that. But it's like, I mean, I am enjoying being able to drink. Like tonight we're going to have our movie night. I definitely bought alcohol for that. And last night I drank while we were watching James and the Giant Peach. So like I'm drinking more than usual, and I'm not in and of itself angry about that. But when it comes to overall like my exercise and my weight and like body image and stuff, that's when I get frustrated
Stressed
with it.
and
I'm stressed about it.
Yeah.
What about you? Have you been, I mean, I feel like no.
So I'm
but
not like a heavy drinker. Like even before, like I could go to a restaurant and not order a drink. Or like I'm not one, I always have alcohol in my house. I always have bottles of liquor, all the above. I literally have a bottle of whiskey, bottle of tequila, and I have rum in my freezer. Like, I love rum, so that's always my go-to. But like Andre always will have also the like tequila or like a glass of wine. So he always has a bottle of wine at home. And like before this, like I didn't buy alcohol every trip. Like my mom will buy those jumbo bottles of like huge jumbo bottles of wine and it'll last her. But she'll buy one every single grocery trip. So like it's just in her grocery list weekly. And it was never for me, but now it is. Just because like not because like I need it. It's just because like I want to have my one drink. And same thing with you. Like I'm not a binge drinker. I won't drink the whole bottle of wine, which tonight I might because I do kind of feel like getting a little tipsy tonight. Just because I haven't done that in a
like
long
the thing
time.
is too that with all of us social distancing, hanging out at home with our friends online is the only time that we're going out.
Yes, exactly.
So whereas before we would have either done this podcast in person, not at 7 a.m. and so we would have drank together, or we would have gone to like a happy hour and drank and had a few glasses of whatever. Whereas now, like obviously we can't go out to a restaurant, they're all closed.
Yeah.
And we purposely did this in the morning and everything, not to not drink, but to get this done.
Yeah. Which we did for a hot second discuss if we were going to drink or not drink.
True.
But and I was going to. It was totally in my mindset when we had first talked about doing it. I was like, okay, we're gonna do it in the morning. I'm gonna have coffee because I can't not have my coffee. And I'm just gonna ask Andre to buy some Baileys at the grocery store. And I totally spaced about it. I asked him to get my wine, but I didn't ask him to get that. And so I totally forgot. So I'm like, oh, I'm not drinking anything else this early in the morning.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I purposely bought champagne because I was thinking, oh, if we are gonna drink this early, we'll have a brunch day, you know. Oh. And I bought cranberry juice to do a mimosa. Well, a cranberry mimosa. But anyway, it doesn't matter. It's probably good that we didn't drink this early. Yeah.
Yeah, true. It is good because especially you, champagne early this. Oh, when I brought no, thank you. Champagne leaves a horrible hangover.
Yeah, true. Although a little hair of the dog probably would have been good for me this morning.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think that's everything. Did we plan a quote? Because
no, I knew you were going to ask me that right now. I did not plan a quote.
Okay, I found a quote like right this minute because we didn't plan. Whoops. And so Bailey's hearing it for the first time. So this is the quote. A season of loneliness and isolation is when the caterpillar gets its wings. Remember that next time you feel alone.
Oh, I love that. That's so perfect. What is that from?
It says from Mandy Hale. I don't know who that is.
Okay. I like
but
that.
Like reading that, I actually have tears in my eyes just because it's hard.
Yeah, it is hard. It's
hard.
Oh man, the topic of alone. It's a whole thing. I miss everything. I miss just randomly going and being able to call you up and be like, hey, come over, or hey, like after work swing by, or let's go to happy hour, or this and that, and like just having I miss my family so much. Like it's hard. Well, you were talking about earlier how like your stepmom is going to drop stuff off, but like Lauren was worried about having, to tell them like, I don't want to hug you or something like that. Well, when my parents dropped off Amelia's birthday gift and like dinner for us on Easter, I didn't wear my mask downstairs just because it's not mandatory in my area, and I was just running downstairs really quick, so I didn't think about it, and I have mask, I just didn't do it. And then like I ran downstairs and I didn't think about how my family, it was my mom, my dad, and my brother that were there, I didn't think about how they were going to react when seeing me, because I didn't think that I had to think about that, if that makes sense. And so like I'm walking down there and all of them are wearing gloves, all of them are wearing masks, and like I don't go up for a hug because I like low-key anticipated to not be hugged, but then in the same hand, like I was like really hoping and praying for a hug because I miss my family so much. And we all stood 6 feet apart and it was so rough. I was like, this is really hard.
Yeah.
So
my dad and my dad and my stepmom came over for my birthday at the end of March to drop off like a birthday cake, balloons, and then like gifts. And they also like gave me some money because they're nice. And so like they couldn't find a parking spot anyway, but I think they would have come in had I invited them in. If they had been able to park their car anywhere that was like legal. So we ended up coming down, and they like brought White Claws and IPAs, and so we all stood like apart drinking beer and White Claws and like hung out in the parking lot for like an hour and a half.
That's cool.
And I did hug my dad and my stepmom though. Like we all did hug, but that was like a few weeks ago. It was even earlier than it is now. And so like, I don't know. It's so bizarre because I think it's really hard to do what is considered the right thing right now when everybody doesn't want to. Like, I think everybody is missing their family. I mean, like, unless there's like issues, then obviously you don't have to miss your family. But like those of us who do have good relationships with everyone in our families, I think we all are missing just like human connection in general.
Absolutely.
And so then to like have it right in front of you and not be able to have it, I think is really hard to like accept.
It's like a tease and it's rough.
Yeah, that's why like even we were just talking about it for yesterday when I came by to pick up the masters from your front door. I wanted to knock and just like say hi through the door. But one, my first thought was Amelia would not do well, I don't think, if she knew that somebody was at the door that she knows and couldn't come in or couldn't even open the door. So I didn't want to do it for her. And then like your response too.
I would have been so mad.
Yeah, she like texted me saying that would have been a tease, so I'm glad you did it. And I'm like, I didn't even think about like how I would react, because logically I think I would be fine, but I think I would have had a really hard time actually going through with, staying apart or not opening the door or whatever.
Yeah,
it's just hard. I'm ready for it to be over. I know, me too. I said I just want it to be over. We're gonna end this off. So
well, it was good. I'm glad we did this.
Yeah, it's nice and cathartic to be able to talk about it for sure.
Yes, definitely.
So yeah, for those of you watching and listening, make sure to subscribe wherever you're listening or watching on YouTube. Make sure to like the video. It really helps us out. Make sure to review us on Apple Podcasts if you're listening there. And we post every Monday. If you listen on Apple or Spotify, though, you get it on Saturdays, usually, sometimes Sundays. So yeah, if you want to listen early, you can do that. And I don't know if we'll be on Zoom next time, but hopefully you like this setup, because I feel like it'll be for a while.
It's going to be like this for a while. So
I promise we'll eventually get back to filming in person.
Yes.
It's definitely weird filming our intro. Do you have any suggestions for how we should film our intro?
Yeah, please let us know. Or just tell us to scratch it for now.
Never mind.
Stop, girls.
Okay, with that.
Okay.
Cheers to that. Oh, we should pretend.
Cheers.